is happening, budget builders, and welcome back to the channel. If you can't tell, we're back at the property where we saved that 1967 F100 that had been sitting for 40 years. One car that we actually purchased probably a year ago, but we have not had a chance to come get. The property is being cleaned up and probably going to be sold. We got to get it out of here. If you can't see it, it's kind of hiding, is this 1969 Mark III Lincoln Continental, two-door hardtop, triple black, with the 460, 365 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque, grandpa, boat, land yacht, monster. And we need to get this thing out of here, get it running, and do some wicked burnouts. How's it going? I'm Michael, and this is Budget Builds. My dad and I bring rusty, crusty old cars back to life. What a jungle. We got to try to get this thing up and out of here. So this car was actually purchased by Mr. McAllister in 1989, and just like the rest of them, I don't know, I'm not positive why, but he pulled this car up in here right after he bought it. Still has the paperwork in it where he bought the thing, parked it, and never touched it again. And this is where it sits since 1989. So, it's on 4 flats. I don't think we have a key for this car. They're still digging through the house trying to find things, but I don't think they've come up with a key. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have poison ivy. Oh, the door doesn't even open. Oh, there's a tree right there. Look at that. Big old, probably pleather. All right. This thing is sitting on the ground. Oh, we have a key. Where does the key go? What in the world? Oh, hey spider. Where's the keyhole? What the? Oh, it's all the way under here. That means it shouldn't have a steering wheel lock. No, it does not. Oh, this gives me the heebie-jeebies. There's a bunch of spider webs in here, man. Okay, I gotta get out of here. All right. Oh my goodness. It's a cool little doohickey. Jeez. Oh, look at all these briars. I can't even get to the hood. We're gonna go ahead first. Let's try to get some air in these tires. I'm gonna try to get the car down to neutral. I'm sure the brakes are completely locked up. It should have disc brakes up front, which normally do okay, but being a big boat of a car with flat tires, this thing's sitting on the ground. So thankfully it looks fairly solid. Vinyl top, probably has some rust in the roof, but I think it could be a really fun car. So let's go to start getting these tires aired up, or attempting to, see if we get this thing drug out of its hole where it's been lying dormant. That's it. They're not dead. They're not dead. They're dormant. They're forgotten. They're dormant. And they're about to get remembered. Yeah, that's a brand new tire. Look at it. Nope.
Not that one.
Not that one. She's off the bead. Down on the ground there, you know, it's just...
I don't know if I'm getting on that thing.
You may hold it. Here she goes. Sounds like it's leaking in there. No, it's going up. Yeah.
Road handler, gas savers. That's what you needed to put on these big cars.
Right now is quite literally the perfect time to get a car like this going.
But it's got the right tires.
You might get 6 miles to a gallon over the 3.5. This wheel's rolling, that wheel's rolling, that one's rolling. Oh yeah. I guess we'll have some root beer to celebrate.
It is.
You thirsty? Oh, you got some cola?
Just a totally 2 liter with a metal top on it.
What? We'll have some Shasta root beer to celebrate. Look.
On it just
All this stuff blowed up. Clean it off. Hey y'all, I want to take a really quick second to give a big shout out and thanks to Olight for sending us out some really cool flashlights. This Olight Warrior X Turbo with a 1,000-meter throw and 1,100 lumens. And check this bad boy out. That's kind of stinking cool. And then you have this super cool little guy. No, not the fella holding the flashlight, but the flashlight itself, the X9R cell. It's an ultra compact keychain flashlight, 2.5 lumens, and lasts up to 30 hours, and it's also rechargeable. Now they have a summer sale day going on from July 26th to 11:59 p.m. July 30th. They have huge discounts up to 50% off, and you also get some free stuff like this cool little guy here with some of your purchases. Now if you happen to miss that by chance, don't worry, go check their website out, some of the really cool flashlights, and use code BBZ, put it right here, to get a 10% discount. Alright, with this massive boat of a car home, I'm going to get up under the hood of Christine's sibling here. The car scares me just a little bit. Let's go ahead, first thing, and this thing is an absolute disaster under here. It is a mess of rat's nest and squirrel's nest and everything. It is terrible. Let's go ahead, we'll get our air cleaner pulled off. But first, let's get our air hose, blow all of this, get a vacuum cleaner, vacuum up what we need to, so we make sure we don't knock any trash down that engine. Moment of truth. Now obviously this car, as low as it is, even from the factory, with flat tires especially, was basically sitting on the ground. I don't know how this is gonna go, but hopefully we'll be okay. Look at that. Just goes to show the mileage on this car. You know how a big block does, it leaks oil. That's just all they do. Look at that fresh, pretty, actually fairly nice looking valve cover. That original air cleaner. Brand new looking vent there. Let me put that back on so we don't get trash. But let's see what we have under here. Got an air cleaner in it, or a filter in it, I'll give it that. All right, that is the tiniest 4-barrel I think I've ever seen. So I will bring it up one more time. One of my biggest concerns with this car is obviously going to be as long as it sat, as low as it sat to the ground. Worries me just a little bit, but we'll start pulling these spark plugs and it'll give us an idea of the internals of this engine. Guess I don't have to worry about pulling the spark plug wires off. Someone removed them for us. How kind. Oh, not too bad, but how's she look? Not bad. Obviously just a tiny little bit of moisture on there, but we may be okay. Alright, so here we go. If you can tell, that first cylinder, which is cylinder number 5, looked okay. light moisture. Cylinder number 6 looks perfect. Cylinder number 8, nice, light moisture. Cylinder number 7, a little rust. But I still don't know. That's not that bad. So, I mean, honestly, that could just obviously just be a valve just barely open, getting a little bit of moisture. I hadn't even looked. I always forget to. Oil looks perfect. Is soak this thing down with some penetrating oil, and let's actually leave it in here for probably the next few days before we even try to start turning the motor over at all. If it is stuck, which with that plug is a very, very good possibility, we don't want to potentially break rings or something. But let's soak it down, and we'll very carefully in the next few days try to turn it over a little bit and see if that cylinder is loose or is not. All right, 4 pulled from this side, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they look pretty good, other than obviously that last one, just a little rust. And now it's time for the moment of truth. It has been a few days. This thing has been sitting here soaking down. We've got our... oh, here it is. We've got our 7/8 socket, our 1/2-inch drive. We'll get down on that crank pulley. She was a little crusty. Let's see if it's free or not. Oh boy. Oh yes. Oh. My goodness. A lot of motor. You hear me tell you every time. Look just how crusty those pulleys are. I mean, those belts were... Oh! Oops. Those belts were absolutely rusted too. Those pulleys there. But it's free. It spins over. We are not locked down. I'm going to turn it over just a couple more times. Let's get a battery in it and see if it'll turn over. So it looks like at some point in time, probably right before this car got parked or something, Charlie stuck some new cables on here. Red for positive and red for ground. We don't have a key. I don't know why all, 4 of the vehicles that we got from Charlie's didn't have keys. So this one doesn't have a key either. He must have stashed them away somewhere. We do have this trunk open light on. Kind of got a horn there. Wow. This has to be one of the grossest cars and worst smelling cars we've ever gotten. Look at that. Original floor mats. Look how nice those pedals are. Oh, it makes you wonder those mileage. I doubt it's 28,000. It's probably 128, but it could be 28. What's nice is you have your starter solenoid fender mounted. I went ahead and pulled what was our signal wire, which tells us our signal. And I do need to get a nice little trigger for this, but we can jump out from the hot that goes to our battery over to that signal wire, and let's see if something happens. There we go. Oh my goodness, is that battery that low? We've been running it on stuff that doesn't have charging systems, so it's a good possibility. That's a lot of motor, but it turns over. Just a quick glance under our cap. Look how clean that is in there. Holy smokes. I might run a jumper wire really quick, and let's just see if it has fire. Probably gonna have to clean those points, but it's worth a try, right? All right, before even trying, I went ahead and took some 1000 grit sandpaper, opened the points up, cleaned them up a bit, and you can see all that gunk and trash that came off of them. Again, they still look pretty good, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Condensers are known to fail. But we went ahead and hooked up a 12-volt jumper over to here, and on initial hookup, we're getting sparkies. So that tells me we're making a connection there. So let's go ahead and hook this up, turn it over a bit, and verify we have fire jumping right there. Nice, firing like crazy. All right, now that we're turning over good, we have good fire. We can go and get some new spark plugs put in. We'll go ahead and verify the gap is 35 thousandths because that's what this engine calls for, and we'll get them all stuck in here. And now we can go ahead and get all of those spark plug wires installed. As far as firing order goes, you have, just like all your other Fords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What's nice is right on your cap, it actually says number 1. And that is correct, that's what it went to, so we will base it off of there. You have number 1, 5, 4, 2, 6, 3, 7, and 8 right next to the number 1 there, and that's your firing order. Not too shabby, but what's going to come out of here? Beautiful. No water, not sludgy.
Not a Comet?
Gassy. It is gassy. Yeah, it's not a Comet. You ever wonder how long something's been sitting? Look at how old that filter is. Hey, we have some oil. That means we've got some oil pressure. Sears! That's an old oil filter. We've got our brand new Ford FL1A pre-lubricated and ready to spin on. Alright, so I went ahead, we have everything hooked up, our oil's changed, we have spark plug wires and spark plugs, and it might be time to try to run this thing. I have a feeling we'll probably have to dig into that carburetor. I don't know though, it seemed that Charlie run really good fuel in everything that we got into. All of the vehicles seemed to have maybe even non-ethanol in them, which for the time maybe they were still running on ethanol, leaded fuel. So far everything's been pretty good, but let's, I went ahead and bypassed all of our fuel pump and our fuel system and everything. We have our electric Edelbrock pump, run through a fuel filter and run through our carburetor. See if the bowl fills up, and if it doesn't overflow, maybe we'll try to turn it over and see if this thing will run. I don't know. Got a little bit of fuel smell. Let's try to turn this thing over and see what happens. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, baby. Oh my goodness, don't you love an old Ford? No. No, I think it's all to do with, you saw how the 67 ran when we got it going. Our 66 was just about the same way. Actually, both the 66s were. And I think this is going to be similar. It's all about putting it upright, which this one wasn't. So, but hey, if she'll run, let's do it. Come on, baby. Hey, starter. Open it up a little bit. Let's re-choke it again. Ooh, here, let me hook that up where you don't have to try to lean over. Dad's over here leaning over trying to actuate the throttle. It's taking a few hands here. All right, you ready? Come on, baby. Got this. Woo! boy. Sticky valves. Open that choke up, probably. Ha ha! Yeah! You gotta be kidding me! The windshield wipers are on! Turn on! I don't know where they at. Yeah, can we fold them up? No, you can't. Ah! Here, hold on. Do I have... Oh my goodness! No smoking, no nothing. These big low mileage boats are cool. Gross.
Take them off.
Woo, the exhaust is full of crud. It's got rat's nest in there. Oh my goodness. There is nuts and all kinds of stuff coming out of that exhaust. Oh, it's cooking all kinds of stuff. Huh? Pouring what?
Didn't have none in it. It's antifreeze, but I smell it.
Oh, nice. It's coming straight out of the floor. Oh yeah, it's all in the floorboard here.
Need to loop that.
Yeah. Nothing coming from the motor, no major leaks or anything though. Really whiny power steering pump, but we know it's pretty low. Oh yeah, smoothing up, a little rough idle, but it's not bad. It's all 8 though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, smooth. And there you have it. She's a runner, she's a track star. I don't know about that. But this car went from being abandoned and forgotten for 32 years. We drug it out, we got it home, and we got this thing running. And I've got to say, this thing runs like a top. I cannot wait to get this thing out, try to drive it some. We're obviously going to have to do some brake work, but don't worry, we have more coming very soon on this car. I really hope you guys enjoy this kind of revival stuff. If you do, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell to keep up with some of our really fun uploads that we have on stuff like this. And as always, thank you all so much for the positive love and support that we've had so far on this channel. What a fun, incredible time we've had, and we couldn't do it without all of you. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Peace out. Catch you all on the flip side.